Now, what is composition? That means the elements actually you keep in your frame. That is composition, but in a harmonic way. So first composition is frame within a frame. So what is frame within a frame? A frame within a frame is the use of visual elements in a scene to border a subject. Okay, so what is this? See, okay, is it visible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So this is the first thing, that frame within a frame. So this is the main frame. The outline is the main frame, and the second frame is that net, the fishing net. Okay. So this is the first composition, that is frame within a frame. You can do this kind of photography with the help of your mobile phone also. Okay. But
Yes, sir.
okay. So main thing, the composition, the aesthetic part of the photography, that is composition. And frame within frame, this is my first topic. That means there are two frames. एक तो outline जो है, जो border line है वो है, and the second frame is that net. Okay, so this is frame within frame. I am giving you the another example. This one here.
Hello, sir. We can't hear you properly.
Yes, sir.
Sir, we can't hear your voice.
Dhiman sir is joining from another instrument, so it will be taken for some time.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Dhiman sir present here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Continue, sir.
Yes, sir.
Dhiman sir, your mic is off. Dhiman sir, you are not audible.
Okay, am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Now you are audible.
Okay, so now, okay, I was talking about the frame within frame. So this is another frame within frame. This is the famous Taj Mahal. Here you can see the main frame, and the second frame is that arch. Okay, and the Taj Mahal is the main subject. Okay, so this is the again the example of the frame within frame. So you can use this kind of composition in your photography, frame within frame. This is the interesting composition, frame within frame. Next, rule of third, the another composition. Oh, this is also frame within frame. Okay, here the broken tree is the secondary frame. Okay, so this is also the composition of frame within frame. So these are the basic composition, frame within frame. The first one, the fishing net. This is the window. Here is the window. Here the arch, and here the broken tree. Okay, so you can take this kind of shot. This type of composition is called frame within frame. Next, rule of third. What is rule of third? The rule of third is the composition guideline that places your subject in the left or right third of an image. What is this actually? See, if you divide this, if you divide your frame in equal 3 segments, the main point of interest must touch. These are the 4 points. See, 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are the 4 points. Is called the power of interest or interesting point. But your focus will touch these 4 points. Okay, one of these 4 points. Your focus will touch one of these 4 points. This is called rule of third composition. That means if you divide this frame in equal 3 segments, your point of interest will touch these 4 points. This is one of these 4 points. Okay. See, this type of composition is called rule of third. Okay, this is a very famous photograph, I think, and this is the photograph of Steve McCurry, basically in Afghanistan refugee camp. This composition use follow this eye. This eye is also maintaining this rule of third composition. That means if you divide this frame in equal 9 divisions, this eye will touch the point of interest. Okay. Next, this one, just follow this. Divide the frame in equal 3 segments. 1, 2, 3 segments, and here is the main focus. The dog is in the main focus, and dog is touching this line. Okay, so this is rule of third. Just see, this is rule of third. That means you have to divide this frame in equal 3 segments, and your point of interest or main focus will touch this line. Okay, this composition is called rule of third. See, this composition is called rule of third. Okay, clear? Next, leading lines. So frame within frame, rule of third, these two are the composition. Another composition is leading lines. What is leading lines? Leading lines are the lines that appears in a photograph that have been framed and positioned by the photographer to draw the viewer's eye. Okay, so this is the first composition. So these all lines are leading lines. This net, this frame, these all lines are the leading lines. And this dog is the main subject or main subject. You are focusing this dog, but your eyes are guided through this line. Okay, these are called leading lines. Okay, this is leading line photography. This is leading line composition or leading line photography. Do you know what is this? Can you tell what is this?
Maybe a highway.
Yeah,
Sir,
this is
long
the
exposure shot.
It's a long exposure shot.
Long
yeah,
exposure
this
shot.
is long exposure shot. This is called light trail photography. Okay, Red light is the backlight of the car and white light is the headlight of the car. Okay. Red light is the backlight of a car and headlight is the sorry, and white light is the headlight of a car. Okay. So this is long. And how to take this kind of shot? Do you know? Long exposure means? Long exposure means
That the
what is long exposure?
light gets into the lens for a longer period of time.
That means you will allow your shutter to catch for a long time. You will allow your shutter to catch this type of shot for a long time. Your shutter will open for a long time. Okay. Aperture will be very small and your shutter will open for a long time. This is light trail photography. This is also leading line composition. Yeah.
Yes,
It
sir.
may be 10 to 15 seconds long shutter photography. That means your shutter will open for 10 to 15 seconds. That's why you have got this kind of this trail or this kind of exposure. That is long exposure shot. That means your shutter will open at least 10 to 15 seconds. This is also leading line composition. Can you explain this? Why this is leading line composition?
The
Which one is the
buildings
leading
and
line?
the
Which one is the
buildings
leading line?
and
Buildings
the
is not
marks on the street.
marks on that yellow marks on the street, and
Yes.
follow the
And the
light.
lights and the
Yes, lights also the leading line, and the yellow mark on the street also the leading line. Okay, so this composition is leading line composition. So you can take this type of shot with your mobile phone also. You don't need any camera DSLR. So these yellow lines on the road is the leading lines, and that light also the leading lines. Draw your eyes to the main subject or main focus. Can you explain this one? This is also leading line composition.
the spiraling staircase.
Spiraling staircase. That line is drawing your eyes to. Can you see here a man is walking there? Man or woman, whatever.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. So these lines are drawing your eyes to the subject, this spiral. So this is also leading line composition. So these are the basically leading lines composition. So this one is leading line. This is also leading line composition. Trail also, light trail also leading line composition. This is also leading line composition. Okay, so three basic composition techniques: frame within frame, leading line composition, and কি বললাম rule of third. Next, layers. Achha. What is layers? Basically, we see the photographs in two-dimensional form. Is it? Photography is a two-dimensional
sir.
form basically. So এখানে কি বলছে with photographs being a two-dimensional form of expression, we need to find ways to introduce the illusion or depth into our images. One of the easiest way we can do this to use foreground. That means foreground, middle ground, and background. Okay, I will later explain what is foreground, what is middle ground, and what is background. So one of the easiest way we can do that is to use foreground, middle ground, and background in our images. Okay, so see the example. Okay, see this tree and this fencing, the net fencing. This is the foreground. The mountains are the middle ground, and sky is the background. See the photograph.
Yes.
Foreground is this net and this tree line. Okay, tree and this net is the foreground. Middle ground is that mountain and background is sky. So you will get the depth in this photograph, and it will give you a 3D effect basically. But the photo is two-dimensional, but it will give a 3D effect. So how? So you have to add foreground, middle ground, and background. So foreground is that net and tree, middle ground is mountain, and background is sky. So this is called layers. Layers in photography. This is called layers in photography. Acha, can you explain this one?
So there are grass in the
Yeah,
front.
actually photographer can easily omit the grass. Is that possible? Easily, photographers can easily omit the grass, but he has kept grass in his frame. Why? Because he has added this foreground. This grass are the foreground. Middle ground is that mountain, and these tree lines are the middle ground. Mountain and these tree lines. Okay, foreground is that grass, and the sky is the background. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So intentionally, photographer has added this grass to give the depth or layers, to add layers in the photography. Okay. So this is the basic concept of layers in photography. Okay. Here, who will explain this photo?
So this is all about symmetry.
All about symmetry, but I am talking about the layers.
Sir, the
There are
tree
some trees.
and
Trees is the
is the
Foreground.
foreground, then mountain,
huh.
then
And
sky.
then the sky.
Sky. So there are also three layers in this photograph. This is here the elephant foreground, obviously. That peak is middle ground, and the sky
And the
background.
sky. Yes, sir.
Background, obviously. The elephant and the grassland. This is the foreground. Then second layer is, or for middle ground is that mountain, and the background is sky. So this is the layers in photography. Next thing, I think all of you know about these topics already. Mojammel sir has told these topics, depth of field
Yes, sir.
previously. So what is depth of field?
Sir, the blurriness of background in the photo, that's called distortion.
What largely is background of that is of depth of field.
And
Depth of field,
focusing on the subject.
the subject that you are focusing the subject or entire area what you are focusing. Suppose, can you explain this is shallow depth of field or deep depth of field? This one. You are focusing elephant, grassland,
And the
mountain, sky.
grassland.
Yeah. So this is shallow depth of field or deep depth of field? There
Sir,
are
can
two
you
kinds of
repeat the
depth of
question?
and there are two kinds of depth, two types of depth of field. One is shallow depth of field and one is deep depth of field or large depth of field. What kind of photograph is this? This is shallow depth of field or large depth of field or deep depth of field? What is this?
Large depth of field.
Yes, large area is in the focus. Okay, so this is basically large depth of field. So depth of field basically, now see this photograph. Same photograph.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
First one is f by 2 and the second one is f by 22. What is this f by 2 and f by 22?
Sir, the aperture was that.
Yes, the aperture. Here, see the f by 2, or basically we denote 2, aperture 2. That is actually f by 2. And another aperture is 22. That is basically f by 22. Now, what is the difference between that 2 and 22? Which one is the large aperture? And which one is the small aperture?
Sir, f by 22 is small aperture.
f/22 is small aperture, very good. f/2 is the large aperture. Do you know what is the reason? Because this is f by 1/2 is must be greater than 1/22. So
Yes, sir.
f/2 must be greater than f/22. So small number means large aperture. Now, this, so this is higher aperture shot. f/2, that is higher aperture shot. You see the background. The background is more blurred, but here the background is more clear. So depth of field depends on three factors. One is aperture, second one is the focal length, and third one is the distance of object from the camera. Okay, so three parameters are there for depth of field. First one is the aperture. Aperture plays the main role. Aperture. Second one is, what is the second one? The focal length. If you use any telephoto zoom, you will get more blurred in background. Why? Because it will give you the shallow depth of field. Okay. So f/2, this depth of field is called shallow depth of field, and f/22, this is deep depth of field
Large
or
depth.
large depth of field. So f/2, that is shallow depth of field. So depth of field depends on three parameters. One is aperture, second one is the focal length, and third one is the distance of object from the camera. Okay, so these three are the main parameters for depth of field, shallow depth of field or deep depth of field. Clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Aperture, focal length, and distance of object. This is very important thing. Distance of object from the camera. Okay, so this is the three parameters. When depth of field depends on these three parameters, basically shallow depth of field or deep depth of field. See this one. Obviously, the left one is the deep depth of field, and f/2.8. This is not f2.8. It should be f/2.8. It is written here wrong. Okay, f/2.8. That is the shallow depth of field, and this one is the deep depth of field. Left one is the deep depth of field or large depth of field. Just changing the aperture, you can do this kind of effect. Okay. Next one. See, what is this? Shallow or deep?
Deep.
No, this is not.
Shallow
See
depth
the
of-
background.
This is
Shallow depth of field. For shallow depth of field, the background will be blurred. Okay. Now, this one.
large depth of field. The
Large
background
depth
is
of
not
field.
blurred.
No, background is not blurred. This is large depth of field or deep depth of field. This one, shallow depth of field, obviously. You will get this kind of shot at fi 1.4, 1.2, 1.8. Okay. This is the aperture range for this kind of shot, actually. 1.8 or 1.4 is the ideal aperture for this kind of shot. This is the shallow depth of field.
Yes, sir. Understood.
This one, again, the deep depth of field or large depth of field,
Large depth of field.
obviously. Okay, so these are the basic composition. So, first I told the frame within frame. Okay, any doubt about this composition, frame within frame? The main frame and the second frame? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Main frame
No,
is the
sir.
total area. Main frame is the total that you have captured, and the second frame is this fishing net. Okay, so this is frame within frame. You will get interesting shot with this type of composition, frame within frame. Here, that window is the second frame. Okay, and the main focus is that human, this man. This is Taj Mahal. This is also the frame within frame composition. Next one is, and you can use nature also for frame within within frame composition. This is the this broken trees is the second frame, and this is the main focus. Okay, so this is also frame within frame. Then rule of third. If you divide your frame in equal three divisions, the main point of interest or main focus will touch one of these lines. Okay. This is
Sir,
the
all the 4 points are called 4 points of interest.
point of interest. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 points are called points of interest. Actually, when we take the portrait photography, when we do portrait photography, we try to focus the eye area. Okay, eye must be in focus. For portrait photography, eyes must be in focus. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
try to. This is rule of third. This is a very popular photographer, Steve McCurry, and Afghanistan refugee camp, Steve McCurry. Just see the eye. They're the main focus area. If you divide this in equal three segments, one line will touch this eye. This rule of third. This is also rule of third. Okay. Leading lines. I think you understood the leading line. And this is layers. Layers in photography. That means foreground, middle ground, and background. For especially for nature photography, you can use this layer. Very interesting thing. And depth of field. Okay. Now I am showing you some lighting concepts. Just a minute. Okay, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
So first thing, Rembrandt light. This light basically portrait light. Okay. Portrait photography. So lights are basically used for the portrait photography. Now I'm talking about the lighting concept. So this is guide to Rembrandt. Actually, spelling is Rembrandt, but pronunciation is Rembrandt. Okay, French. Actually, this is the French word. Lighting style. Okay, remember it. Lighting style are determined by the positioning of your light source. Rembrandt light is created by the single light source. This is the main thing. Rembrandt light is created by the single light source being at a 40 to 45 degree angle and higher than the subject. Okay. The main thing is single light source 40 to 45 degree at an angle and higher than the subject. Clear? See, this is photograph. Look, single light source has been used. The light is coming from the right side. And can you see a triangle here? left side of the photo. Just follow this highlight. Can you see here a triangle? So light is coming from this side. Light is coming from this side at an angle 40 to 45 degrees. There, okay, and you see here a triangle. Triangle of light. This is the specialty of the Rembrandt light. Okay, one more stop. Now you can see here clearly. Can you see here a triangle? Just see triangle. Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
Can you see this triangle? Can you see this triangle?
Yes, sir. Yes,
This is the specialty of Rembrandt light. If the light comes at an angle 40 to 45 degrees from higher than the object, obviously, and you will get a triangle here. Okay, this is the portrait lighting. Can you this triangle? You can try with the window light also. This is the setup. Okay, this is the basically this photograph is taken at window light. You can experiment with window light, morning window light. You can try it at 6 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. in the morning using the window light. You can get this kind of stuff. This is the Rembrandt light, and you will get a triangle. You can try with the morning window light. Next thing, high key lighting and low key lighting. These are the very common terms in photography. High key lighting and low key lighting. So what is high key and what is low key? High key lighting means such a very bright and high light. Okay, actually that is used in glamour photography, fashion photography, or portrait photography. This kind of photography, generally photographers use high key light. That means multiple source of light. For Rembrandt light, we have seen there are only single source of light. One light is used. Single light is used for the Rembrandt light photography. But you want to take some high key light photography, that multiple light sources are there from left side, right side, from top. Okay, multiple source. Now see, bright and highlight dominated by the range of white. Okay, very minimal blacks and mid tone. Optimistic, upbeat, youthful. These are the effect. Upbeat, youthful lights are mostly used in portrait, wedding, newborn, fashion. Okay, this kind of photography generally we use high key lighting. Now see the example of high key lighting. This is high key light. That means multiple light sources are there from the left, from right, from top. Okay, these are called high key lighting. This is also high key lighting. Okay, so these photographs are the example of high key lighting that basically used in fashion, portrait, glamour, this kind of stuff. And what is low key lighting? Low key lighting means again single source light source. High key means multiple light source. Low key light means single light source. There will be mid tone, there will be dark tone and black tone. Okay. When we use low key lighting, there will be mid tone, dark tone, black tone. One only single light source is used for the low key lighting. And where we use the low key lighting? As a very minimal amount of white and mid tones, as a reduced lighting to produce image with striking contrast. Produce dramatic and mysterious photo. And basically, when we use when we want to capture some dramatic photograph, on that case we use single light or low key light. Single light is the for single light is generally used for the low key lighting. So this is the low key lighting photograph. See, you cannot see the other eye of this woman. Only you are seeing this side. This side is not clearly visible. Okay, this is called low key lighting. This is high key lighting. This is high key lighting. Everything is visible and prominent and clear. No black tone, no dark tone. But see this photograph. Only you can see this part of the and half part of this face is in black tone or dark tone. This is called low key lighting. This is also low key lighting. Just you can see this half part of this face and other half of the face is in dark tone. Other half part is in black or dark tone. This is also low key light, though this is actually mid tone photography. This is dark tone or black tone photography. This is mid tone because face is visible, but the other part is black. This is completely dark tone and this is mid tone. So this is the high key and low key light that is used in photography. This light is called high key and this is called low key, but low key light is very interesting. Rembra light also we use for Rembra light, that is a single light source. Okay, next lighting. Next lighting technique is called the Kikar light. Kikar light. What is Kikar light? Well, a Kikar light is an accent light that highlights the edges of a subject. A hair light, but these lights, these all kinds of lights is for the portrait photography, not for others, not nature, not landscape, not tree. Okay, portrait photography. A Kikar light is an accent light that highlights the edges of a subject. A hair light is a type of Kikar, as it is pointed at a subject hair from behind. Very important line. As it is pointed at a subject hair from behind, not from side, from behind, or the side to add non-frontal illumination, not frontal illumination. That means light will come from the behind, not from front side. Okay, see the example. This is the example. Just see the hairline. The light is coming from the back side of this girl. See the hairline. This light is called Kikar light. Just follow the hairline. This light is called this light is called the Kikar light. See this photograph. Just follow the hair and shoulder. Okay. Just follow the hair and shoulder. Light is coming from the back side or behind. This light is called Kikar light or rim light also. It is also called rim light and Kikar light. This is Kikar light, the example of Kikar light. Okay, here is, can you explain this one? Just follow the hairline, this golden line. This is the example of Kikar light, this golden line. This is also Kikar light. That light is coming from the back side. Okay. So, okay. You explain this one. Anybody? So here also just follow the hairline. This is also light coming from the back side. This is also Kikar light. So these are the four basic lighting techniques: high key light, low key light, Kikar light, Rembrandt light. Okay. So these lights are generally used in the portrait photography. Any question you can ask regarding composition and lighting?
The difference between the Rembrandt lighting or low-key lightning.
Okay. Yeah. Rembrandt light and low key light. In both cases, the light source is single light source. Okay. But for Rembrandt lighting, you will get a triangle. Just see this photograph. You will get a triangle here. Okay. Otherwise, this is not Rembrandt lighting. The light will come at an angle 40 to 45 degree, and you will get a triangle here. Can you see the triangle? Yes. the light source, single light source, but it will get a triangle. When you will get this triangle, it will be called Rembrandt lighting. Okay, but this is also low-key lighting. Actually, this is low-key, but for especially for Rembrandt lighting, you will get a triangle. See this one. See this area. You will get a triangle for Rembrandt lighting. But for low-key lighting, this is the low-key lighting. Can you now? This is the difference. Okay.
Yes, sir.
For Rembrandt lighting, you will get a triangle. This is low-key. This is dark tone low-key. Actually, you cannot see this part of this photograph. This is dark tone low-key, and this one is the mid-tone low-key. This is dark tone. Okay. So, and for Rembrandt lighting, you will get a triangle. Just see this triangle. Okay, here you will get a triangle. Here also you will get a triangle. Next question.
Sir, I have a question from frame within
Composition.
frame within
Ah.
frame.
Ah.
Sir, do it need to be symmetrical?
No, actually,
The inner part of the
I personally don't like symmetry in photography. Okay, so no, not necessary that it should be symmetrical. Just a minute. Is it symmetrical? Is this photograph symmetrical?
no, sir.
So symmetry is not required for your frame. Okay, this is not a symmetrical photograph. Is this symmetrical?
No, sir.
No. This is symmetrical. This is symmetrical, but this is not symmetrical. This is not symmetrical. This is kind of symmetrical. Okay, so you can use symmetry. That depends on you. Actually, your photograph, you can use symmetry, but I personally don't like the symmetry. That's my my opinion.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Or
sir.
any question? Any question?
Sir, can you please repeat the rule of third?
Rule of third. Okay. Rule of third. Now tell me. This is the frame. You have divided this frame in equal key segment 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Yes.
One segment, two segment, three segment. That's why it is called rule of third. Okay. So these 4 points are the point of interest. So 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 points are the point of interest. And your focus area must touch one point of interest. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, this photograph, if you divide this frame in equal 3 segments, okay, you will see the point of interest must touch this eye area. Okay, because here photographer has focused on this eye. Just see this. See the eye. Steve McCurry has focused on this eye.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is rule of third. Okay, one more time. Let's see. One segment, two segment, three segment. These 4 points are the points of interest, and this dog is in the focus, and these points are start with this focus. Okay. See
Yes,
this
sir.
one.
Yes.
Okay, clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next, any question? Any question from leading lens composition?
Yes, sir.
Any question from leading lens composition? Any question from layers? Layers in photography?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Depth of field?
In layer, how to control the depth of every image, or how to focus on only one subject?
Sorry. For
In
layer
layer,
photography.
yes, sir.
Basically, we use in nature photography, we use layers in nature photography. So first thing, you have to allow some foreground, midground, and background. Okay. So look, you can easily omit this graph. I can take this kind of frame. I can easily omit this graph, but photographer has added this grassland just in front of the photograph to add extra layer, because this is foreground, this range is the midground, and sky is the background. This is a deep depth of field photography. Obviously, you should take aperture range f8, f9, or f10. This type of aperture you have to select for this type of shot. Okay. For this type of shot, you have to select your aperture of 8, 9, 10, 11, this type for this kind of photography. Okay. Because this is a deep depth of field, not shallow depth of field. This is deep depth of field. You are showing too much field in your photograph. So for deep depth of field, your aperture should be 8, 9, 10, 11, whatever. Okay. Not 1.4, 1.2. Otherwise, you will get the shallow depth of field. This is a deep depth of field photography. And these are all when you are using layers in photography, that is deep depth of field or large depth of field photography. So you have to choose your aperture range 8, 9, 10, 11 this way. Okay. Any question from depth of field?
No, sir.
Okay. So try to maintain this type of composition in your photography, or try to use this type of light. Natural light you can use, unlike ideal time. Ideal natural light is morning and evening. Just 1 hour after morning and 1 hour before evening, or that is the golden time for photography in natural light. Morning light and evening light is the best for the photography. So you can use this type of light in your photograph, like Tikal light or high key light. Low key light you cannot use, but you can use if you use the window light. Morning window light, if you use, you can get the low key effect. Only single window, for that case, single window light you have to use for the low key effect. Early in the morning, you can get this type of shot for Rembra and for low key light. Single window light. So you can try this kind of shot with your mobile phone also. Clear? So try to take some try to maintain this type of composition or this type of light. Any question you can ask. Okay, and you know you have to submit at least two photographs?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes.
okay. Mojammel sir has given the subject.
Yes.
Yes, sir. It was given in our
Try
Telegram.
This is street photography. You can also this type of street photography. You will get this is basically zebra crossing. Okay, so you can use this type of photograph. Okay, try to shoot. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank
sir.
you.
Sir,
Thank
where
you, sir.
does
Thank you,
submit
sir.
the
Thank you.
photo?
Thank you all.
Yes, sir.
हेलो सर,
हाँ, हेलो.
बोले क्या सर, जो दो फोटो भेजना था वो किस पर भेजना है?
ओ वो मोजाम्मेल सर, तुम लोगों को एक आईडी मेल आईडी देगा, वहाँ पे तुम लोगों को देना है, ठीक है? वो तो दे देगा सर,
ग्रुप
मोजाम्मेल सर दे देगा.
ग्रुप में भेजना
Only
है?
2 photographs. Try to take.
ओके
Okay. Only
sir.
2 photographs you have to submit. Okay, मोजाम्मेल सर आईडी देगा, वहाँ पे देना पड़ेगा. तुमको शायद बोल दिया है कि नेचर, ट्रीज,
यस
वाइल्ड
सर,
लाइफ. Okay, this types of photographs. So
Yes,
better you try to shoot some nature and street. You can use this type of light that I have explained. Okay.
यस सर,
So try to follow this composition, basically composition part. तो सबके पास तो DSLR नहीं है, तो लेकिन मोबाइल से composition तुम follow कर सकते हो,
ओके
ठीक है? So try to follow this. Okay.
थैंक यू सर.
Okay.
So do you have to submit by document format?
Okay. Mojammel sir will tell you how to submit. Okay. Sir is looking after this thing. Okay, sir will tell you how to submit. We will select the photograph. Best 40 photographs we will select for the display.
Okay, sir.
Okay, we will. Okay, you will submit at least 2 photographs. We will select best 40 photographs or 50 photographs for the display. Okay, we will select it later.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. So, best of luck and thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello, yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
স্যার বলছি শুনুন না, আমরা যদি ফোন থেকে কোনো ফটো ক্লিক করি তাহলে ফোন থেকে যে ওয়াটারমার্ক গুলো থাকে ওগুলো ডেট বা টাইম ওগুলো তো কিছু থাকবে না এমনি?
একবার রিপিট করো, একটু শোনা যাচ্ছে না।
বলছি বলছি ফোন থেকে যখন কোনো ফটো ক্লিক করব, ঠিক আছে, সেখানে যে ওয়াটারমার্ক থাকে তো ডেট বা টাইম এরকম কোনো ওয়াটারমার্ক থাকবে না থাকবে না?
শোনো, তুমি কোশ্চেনটা নেক্সট ডে করো, স্যার তো বেরিয়ে গেছে, আবার নেক্সট ডে যিনি থাকবেন, হ্যাঁ, কালকে কোশ্চেনটা জিজ্ঞেস করে নাও। আর বাকিটা এখন লিভ করতে পারো, কারণ স্যার এখন আউট অফ দা এই রুম হয়ে গেছে। এখন
আচ্ছা স্যার, ক্লাস কি শেষ?
yes, 1 minute. 1 minute wait. Okay. Today class is end now. Okay. You can leave now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.